fastest ways to fill your calendar fast is by pre-booking your clients for their appointments. In this episode, I'll share how to do this confidently without feeling pushy. Welcome to the Thrive in Practice podcast, a bite-sized show designed to keep you motivated, inspired, and on track to creating a thriving healthcare business. Every Monday morning at 8 a.m., I'll share simple actions you can take in your business right now to help you get more clients, increase your income, and reduce overwhelm. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode. It's going to be a quick one. Today, I just wanted to share with you a quick and easy way that you can fill your calendar fast. But before I do, I want to ask you this question. If you show up to your workday and you flick through your calendar for the next 3 to 4 weeks and you're busy, how is that going to make you feel? What's that going to do for your mindset? Are you automatically going to start feeling like maybe you're a good practitioner? Are you going to stop worrying about your money issues? Are you going to feel confident because you've got a consistent income? This is the power of this one very simple strategy. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up first is because when I tell you this strategy, some of you are immediately going to feel a little bit of a block because you're going to feel like maybe you have to be pushy in order to achieve these. But I promise you, you don't. And when you understand that what we're doing is in our client's best interest as well, it really helps you reframe how you look at this and help you take that leap to maybe try something new. And the simple strategy is it's not hard at all. It's not rocket science. It's just pre-booking your patients for their appointments. That doesn't mean asking them to pay in advance. If you're a body worker and you have rebates, you're not meant to be collecting payment in advance anyway. But it's just about getting clients to commit to their appointments by asking them to pre-book their appointments in advance. Now, what does this do? First of all, it helps you massively with your own mindset because you know that you've got consistent income coming through the door. You know you're not going to be chasing your tail constantly to try to fill your calendar because you've got a commitment from your patients over the next period of time in order for you to give them the results that they came to see you for in the first place. But what does this do is it creates a consistency in care. Now, by pre-booking, we're basically helping ensure that our clients receive a consistent treatment flow, which leads to better health outcomes. And you know that if you've got better health outcomes, you're going to get more referrals because your patients are going to be telling other people about the benefits of your services. We also get this improved client commitment because by getting them to pre-book their appointments, they're putting their appointments into their calendar and they know that they can't book anything else outside of that because they've committed that time to you. Now, it's also really important, a little bit of a sidetrack here, but it's also really important to make sure that you're always coming across as busy in your practice. You don't want your patients to think that you're not busy. And the reason for that is twofold. One, if you're not busy and they know it, they're going to think that maybe you're not a very good practitioner. Or two, they're going to not value your time and cancel their appointments at the last minute. Whereas when we pre-book them in advance, our calendars will naturally get busier because all of the clients we're seeing are booking consistent appointments. And therefore, it becomes harder for new patients to get appointments at the times that suit them. That's how we're going to reframe this. And I'll talk to you about that a little bit later. Also, by securing those appointments, again, your clients are making the commitment to you to achieve what it is that they came to see you for in the first place. And this is why it's also really important to map out your client's journey and to share that journey with your clients at the end of their first treatment as well. I'm not going to go into that in today's episode, but there are previous episodes that talk about how to map out your client's journey in order for them to understand and see exactly what's going to be coming to make them feel like they're part of their care. And by knowing what's coming, they're more likely to stick to your treatment plans and achieve the health outcomes that they came to see you for in the first place as well. It also helps with your time management in your calendar. If you're pre-booking your appointments, you can book clients into times where you're going to have less gaps. Whereas if you're leaving clients to book online, it can lead to having gaps that become a little bit more challenging to fill. So it gives you a more easy way to manage your calendar as well. It's also going to result in increased revenue stability because it's going to help you forecast ahead by seeing what's coming as well. And that really is quite great for our mental health as well and our mindset because we then don't have to be spending our time worrying about how our business is going to stay profitable or able to pay its expenses because we've got the ability to forecast when we can start seeing patients being booked ahead of time as well. And I also believe that it really enhances the client relationship because it gives you a better opportunity to follow up and engagement with your patient, and it strengthens that relationship and that trust. And when we build that trust with our patients, what we're going to find is that they're more likely to want to talk about us and refer other patients to our practice as well. So that said, how can we do this without being pushy? Well, first of all, we need to frame this as a way that we're going to tell our patients that the reason why we're pre-booking them is to secure an appointment that best suits them. We're going to tell them that we're busy, and in order to get them in at a time that works for their schedule, we're going to pre-book them to make sure that they can get in at the times that they need. And it's not just the times that they need in terms of the physical time, like at a 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, for example. It's to make sure that we have that consistency in their treatment outcomes. Now, I know I have a diverse listenership here. I know I've got a lot of body workers who may need to see their patients more regularly than perhaps a naturopath. Although that said, I really strongly believe that most nutrition naturopaths and even homeopaths are not seeing their patients enough. And I believe that's to the detriment of their patients. I think there's this mindset with naturopaths specifically that they should be seeing their patients a month later after the first visit because they need their client to have time to implement the changes. But if your client isn't implementing that changes and you've had to wait a month to find out, they've lost a lot of time in getting better. So I think even for the naturopaths listening in, I believe that every single new patient should be booked in a week after the first consult so that you can go in. It can be a shorter consult, just as a kind of, not a report of findings, but an opportunity for you to touch base, to check in, to see if they've got questions, because all of this is going to only help them stick to their treatment plans. So whether you're a naturopath or an ingestive therapist or a body worker, most of these principles apply. The only things that may differ is the frequency of treatments. For the purpose of this podcast, I'm going to talk as if I'm talking to the body workers, where we would typically see our patients weekly or fortnightly for a period of time so that we can get on top of their health problems. But again, we want to be talking here about securing a time for the patients in the intervals that they need to get better. So this is a little script that I can share with you that I would be using if I was trying to pre-book my patients in advance. And it's also particularly more important with the new patients because the new patients need to see you more often. So let's say you're not a super busy practitioner, but you do have patients booked, here and there. If a new patient comes to see you and you can't see them at the interval that you need to see them to get the results that they need because you don't have the room to book them in, you're going to find that they'll drop off from care or they won't get the results that you know that they're capable of. And therefore, they're going to walk away feeling like maybe you can only provide temporary relief. So for your newbies, you should be trying to pre-book at least 3 to 4 appointments. If you're really uncomfortable with this strategy, do it at their second consult, okay? Give them the opportunity to book their next visit, but make sure that you are pre-booking some of their appointments to get that level of consistency if you need to fill your calendar fast. If you're a busy practitioner, you don't need to do these things, but applying these very simple strategies is only going to help you feel better about yourself, but also get your clients more committed too. So I think it's a wonderful, easy strategy that almost all of you can easily employ in your practice right away. So my script would go something along the lines of this. As I mentioned, let me stop for a moment there. Remember I said earlier about mapping out your client's journey? We're taking the assumption that you've done that. You know exactly what your client's going to need to do to get better. You've portrayed that to the client at the end of the consult. And now you've finished the consult. You've told them exactly what to expect. You've told them how often that you need to see them. And now it comes to the time where you're going to rebook them. And this is what I would say. As I mentioned, I'll need to see you weekly for the next 3 to 4 weeks to effectively address your sciatic pain. Now, as I'm busy, I'd like to reserve the next 4 sessions to ensure that you don't miss out on securing a time that best suits you. It's also important we stay consistent with treatment in order to achieve the best results. Now, if something comes up in the meantime and you need to reschedule, don't stress. Just give me 48 hours notice and we'll reschedule to a more suitable time. And if we find that you don't need those sessions, then it's not a problem. I'll cancel them. But at least this way, I've got you locked in. I can make sure that I can be available at the time that suits you to achieve the best treatment outcomes. How does that sound? Now you give the opportunity for the client to say yes or no. They might say, I don't want to pre-book my appointments. Most of them won't. Most of them will be okay with that. But what you can then do is go, great. Now, do you prefer morning or afternoons? Mornings. Excellent. I work on Monday and Wednesday mornings. Which do you prefer? Wednesdays. Excellent. I've got 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. Which do you prefer? 9 a.m. Fantastic. I'm going to book you in at 9 a.m. every week for the next 4 weeks. And as I mentioned, I'll cancel them if you don't need them. Great. Book them in. Off they go. Do you see how easy this can be? And do you see how we can reframe what we're saying to our clients to make them understand that they need to do this in order for them to maximize their treatments? Or the treatment outcomes, I should say. Now, again, if you're an ingestive therapist and you don't need to see your clients every week, it might be every fortnight. It might be one appointment in a fortnight, the next appointment in another fortnight, then the third appointment a month later. Doesn't matter about the consistency. It's about just getting those appointments reserved and booked into your client's schedule. So they will prioritize their time to be there and be available to see you in order for them to get the best treatment outcomes. So what you can do now is create your own little script that you feel comfortable with sharing with your clients, and make sure that when you are asking them to pre-book, that you are saying that you're going to do this because you want to be able to help them get XYZ. So in my case, it's to reduce sciatic pain. In your case, it may be to help you lose weight fast or effectively or quickly or easily, or to help you keep on track to make sure you achieve your goals. Doesn't matter what the outcome is. You just want to portray it to your client so that you're reinforcing the reason why you're doing this. I hope you've loved this episode. If so, please like, comment, or share, and I look forward to having you join me in the next episode. If you're a natural health practitioner looking to build a thriving practice, then My Appointments is here to help. Our innovative practice management software and automated solutions reduce your administrative burdens, allowing you to focus on what you do best, positively impacting your patients' lives. With plans starting at just $0 per month, you can save both time and money. Visit myappointments.app for a 30-day free trial, or for more information about the Thrive in Practice course, head to anilmustafa.com.au.